All right, so welcome everyone. This is the mock interview series for SOC Analyst and Security Analyst. This is me, Rajneesh Gupta, and with me I have Jamin Patak, who is the interviewer for this video, and I'll be the candidate. Okay. Before we go ahead and start with the video. Make sure you subscribe the channel, and if you are an existing subscriber, you can press the bell icon so that you get informed about new videos. Okay, so let's get started. Hi, Jamin, how are you?
Good, Rajneesh, how are you?
Good. Wonderful, wonderful.
So, Rajneesh, my today's interview questions are on DNS.
Okay,
My first question
okay,
is, what is DNS?
okay. So DNS is it's like a phone book. Okay, that maintains the database of IP address with the domain name, with the website name. Okay, so uh, as a human, it's very difficult to keep a track of every website that we visit by by its IP address. Okay, so we give a name, human friendly name, right? So we remember all the website. Now, at the same time, we have to remember that computer and machine and internet don't understand the names. They need the IP address. That's why the moment we go on the browser and hit the website name, it need to be converted into the IP address. This job is done by the DNS server, and this the protocol that is being used for this purpose is called DNS. DNS works on the UDP port 53. So yeah.
Okay. And
Uh-huh.
do you know some common DNS record types?
Yeah, there are many records. We have A records, which maps the domain name, the website name to the IP address. We also have similarly we have IPv6 records type as well, which maps the domain name with IPv6 address. One of the very common one is the C name, canonical name, which is like alias of the domain name to another domain. Okay, which is widely used for the subdomains as well. We also have Amex records, which is important for mail exchange for every domain mail exchange servers that we have. Maybe Google, if you want to redirect the mail for Google domain, we it has to populate. Google has to populate the MX records for Google Workspace as well. We also have text records. It is just giving additional context over the domain name. Okay, it is majorly used for SPF records, DMARC for security purpose, giving some kind of a text information over DNS. Okay, we also have name server records as well, which is specify the authoritative name server of the domain, that indicates who is the authoritative name server for that specific domain. Okay, so these are some of the common DNS records. We also have reverse records as well, which maintains the database of IP address against the domain name. So yeah, these are some of the common ones.
Okay, got it.
Uh-huh.
Then, what is recursive DNS?
So recursive DNS is a type of DNS. It's a resolution process basically, where DNS resolver typically operated by the service provider or DNS hosting provider. So what happened is most of the time it's very difficult to talk to the actual actual authoritative server which maintains the domain name and IP address mapping. So we go with multiple hops. So first thing first, it start with, let's say we type google.com on our browser. Okay. So the moment we type google.com, our computer needs the IP address of that domain. Usually, if we have already visited in the past, it will maintain the entry in the DNS cache. Okay, and in that case, it will get the IP address from the local machine itself, from the cache itself. If it's not there, then it will be sending the request to the DNS server. Okay, the one that is being configured on our machine. Okay, Now from there, it will, if it does not have that, maybe the DNS server that we have configured on our machine, the TCP/IP stack, then it will follow the recursive process where it will send the request to the root name server first. Root is the main server
Mm-hmm.
which maintains a database of everything. Okay. Next we have when from the root server, it will direct you to the TLD server. Now, TLD is very interesting. If you look at google.com, the last .com indicates the TLD. Maybe we have google.net. So .net is the TLD. So our root server will redirect you to go to the tld.com. Now, next we have Google. From there, it will go to the actual authoritative server, which will be the google.com. Okay, from there, it will reach to Google and will ask, hey, google.com, what's your IP address? That's how we get the IP address from the authoritative server. That's the entire recursive process. Most of the time, we get the DNS resolution and information from our service provider itself. We can also use some free DNS server on our machine to get the IP address. Like Google has one. There is some DNS free service from Cisco as well. I think it used to be from OpenDNS, but now we probably have to check. But these are some of the free DNS servers. So yeah.
So yeah, Rajesh, this is all I have for DNS today. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, guys. Now it's time for give you some practical stuff. Let me share my screen and show you how the DNS really looks like on your machine. Okay. So I hope you can see my screen. Perfect. So as you can see, this is my screen. Okay. If you want to verify what's the DNS resolution you have, DNS information you have, you can just type nslookup on your machine. It even works on the Windows. Okay. And then you can type google.com maybe, and then you will get the IP address against it. You see this? From non-authoritative answer. Okay, this is not directly from google.com itself, so this is the IP address. You can even perform reverse lookup. In this situation, the reverse lookup will be used. This is forward lookup, which is a records. Now if you paste the IP address, on the other hand, you should get the domain name. Yes. So you see, we get a different domain name, different domain altogether, because that's the way Google has been configured. Because Google has a multiple IP address, multiple domain, multiple IP address through which the hosting has been done, not the domain. Every domain belongs to a different service at the end. Okay. So I hope you got the idea about how to verify and look at the configuration. If it is a Windows, you can check your NIC and configuration as well about the DNS by running ipconfig and /all in case of Windows. But because it's a Mac and even in the Ubuntu system as well, ifconfig usually works. Sorry, I'm at the wrong page. So ifconfig usually works. Okay, so you can see the configuration. This is not the actual. I have multiple virtual NIC as well, so you can see the configuration about all the system and its corresponding IP address and default gateway as well. All right. So I hope you got the idea about DNS. I will catch you in the next video. Thank you so much.